Good night, good night. Listen at me. I can't even start this call off correctly. Y'all, it has been a long day. Long day. So tonight, Holly and I were kind of chatting at the beach about, what does our team need? And we Holly and I are great friends, and we talk to each other often on the phone, on Messenger. We're not just Plexus friends. We talk outside of that too. And we love praying for each other, and we love supporting each other's teams. And so we were just kind of talking at the beach about, what does our team need? What do you guys come to us the most about, and what do you struggle with the most? And the one thing that we kind of noticed was that most of you have been saying that you struggle with reaching out. And it was funny because we were sitting on the beach, and I myself was struggling with reaching out and doing this cold message to this person that I had been wanting to cold message for a while, and I was kind of panicking about it. And Holly even sat there and talked me through that. And so I said, you know what? That's what we need to do a call about, because we all struggle with, finding the courage to reach out, or what do we say, and do we know enough to reach out? How do we go about it? What are some tips to help us reach out? And so Holly and I just decided tonight we were just going to kind of go over those tips and those basics. Some of you have probably heard some of this before. There may be some things you haven't heard before. But one thing we're going to kind of go over is Facebook messaging through social media. But we're also going to go over how to reach out to somebody face-to-face and in person. And then some tips for reaching out at the end. So I'm going to turn it over to the lovely Holly Deavers and let her talk to you guys about Facebook messaging. Like, when you're reaching out to somebody on Facebook, what do you say?
Hey guys, I am so excited that Melissa and I are doing this call together. Melissa is a rock star. She is amazing. She is an emerald under Lindsay. She was Lindsay's first emerald, and she will be her first diamond. She truly has it together. She has an amazing team and amazing leadership, and she's one of those people that people just want to talk to and get to know, right? So that's why I wanted to really join together with her and talk to you guys, because there's so many times that even we get crippled when we think, oh, well, what do I even say? I don't want to turn them off. I don't want to sound salesy. And we start overthinking everything, right? That's normal. But what happens when we start overthinking everything? Then we don't reach out at all. And I'm going to be very, very honest with you. If you are not only posting on Facebook, that is amazing. But if you're not reaching out to people through what we're fixing to talk about, through the Facebook messaging, through texting, through picking up your phone and calling, through meeting people, through talking to people in public, you are not going to be able to grow a team and make a successful business with this. What I need you to do, though, is to understand it might be a little scary for you, especially at first. And you know what? That's okay. But let me tell you something. If you've been sitting there and you're spinning your wheels and you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, but nothing's working, it's time to change it up. Do not keep doing the same thing that's not working for you. Maybe it's your messaging. If you're doing Facebook Messenger only, you're not, calling people that are in your phone, you're not doing all that. Let's talk about how you're messaging people on Facebook, okay? So it's going to depend on your personality type, right? I may be more bold than you may be, or I may be more reserved. Everybody that I've gained is my level ones, and I have probably added over 130 something level ones in the last 2 years, okay? How do I get them? This is how I'm following up. So number one, we're going to talk about, when you make your list, that's how you know who to follow up with and who to reach out to, is making your list. I'm going to tell you guys, you can have a great wish. You can wish for it. You can wish to be a diamond. You can wish for all of these great and wonderful things. You can wish for people to put thousands of dollars in your bank account, but if you're not going to do the work to get it, you're not going to see it come to happen. And if you don't have a plan and goals in place, then it's not going to happen, period, for you, okay? So we need to get you a plan together, and we need to show you how to be successful. One, I am so proud of you for being on this call, because that's how you learn and grow your business. You're sacrificing some time out of your day away from your family, a few minutes, to learn how to successfully do this and do it well. And I'm proud of you for that. That's the first step. When you take that time to get on, to plug in with like-minded individuals and learn how to do this, that's your first step to success. So good for you. The second thing is, you got to make that list, okay? So once I have my list, of people, and I'm going to look through, and I see Melissa's name, and I think, oh my Lord, what am I going to message her? She knows a lot of people. She's a Zumba fitness instructor. She's super healthy. Oh, what am I going to say to her to make her want to join my team? First, you're going to want to think that. What am I going to say to her to make her want to try the products or want to join my team? And I always tell my people, before you hit send, if you are doing a Facebook message, you go back and reread that and say, does that make me want to join myself? Or do I just sound goofy? Do I sound too salesy? Do I sound like I am throwing up the products all over them? Do I sound like I am pushing the business on someone? How does that sound to me? So read that back to yourself. We had rather you send 10 amazing messages that you come up with that are relatable to that individual, however you know them or not, than 100 copy and paste messages that are, hey girl, have you heard about Plexus? I want to share the products with you. They're natural. Thanks. Bye. I mean, that's not going to get it. It's not going to get it. What you're going to have to do is be more personal. You're going to need to connect with them. Okay, so if they're your cousin, you have a connection. And you can say, oh my goodness, I saw Eli's pictures on Facebook. I cannot believe he's going to be 4 already. Time has flown by. And if y'all are, talking back and forth, sometimes if you haven't talked to somebody in 10 years, I suggest you start liking their pictures, start commenting on their stuff, instead of just friending them and throwing up Plexus in their face. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to take that approach, you really need to be careful and build a little bit of a relationship. If you're going to go in for this sale, the first contact, most people are not going to buy from you on the first contact. I want you to be prepared for that. So if you go in and you're like, I'm missing week, but nobody joined me, Holly, I'm going to say, okay, that's normal. Celeste, she went double diamond. Okay. She said she never had anyone that joined her team on the first contact. She always had to do the follow-ups. So whether it takes you getting a conversation going where you're just connecting with people, or if you're going to go ahead and you have a close enough relationship with them and you mention something personal first, okay? So say you saw that Holly went to Disney World. You were like, oh my goodness, I saw where you went to Disney World. We're thinking about planning a trip. I would love to hear some of your help tips from that and ideas. I know you probably saw my crazy Facebook post about Plexus, but it's actually helping paying for my Disney trip. And, going back and maybe she would start talking to you about that, and then you can kind of work in Plexus. There's all kinds of ideas. This is what I would not do. I would not say, hey girl, have you ever heard of Plexus? It's plant-based products, natural. Here's what it does. Here's what I take. Let me know if you're interested. They're not going to message you back. I mean, I've done it a million times. They're not going to message you back. I've screwed up by doing everything I take and all the information before anybody asks me. They don't want to know that. They may not care what the ingredients are, what's in them. These are all things that I have screwed up on where nobody would even look at it. I will tell you too, if you are not using the voice message system, you are missing out big time. Okay, so what you need to do is you can hold the button down and send a voice message. Why? Because it's less salesy. It's sent to that individual. They can hear you say their name. They can hear your excitement in your voice. They can sense your passion and that you're really interested in helping them. And they will finish that voice message to the end instead of stopping in mid-paragraph of what they're reading on Facebook in a message. So like if I'm trying to recruit this girl, and I wanted her to watch that Really Fit. She's a runner, and so I sent her something like the other day, "Hey Samantha, I really wanted you to watch this fitness live event. It reminds me so much of you. These people are fit, they're motivated, but it also shows them why they love Plexus, and I really think this would interest you. I just wanted you to see this. Let me know after you watch it and tell me what you think." And I sent her the link to it. You know, like I come up with different creative ideas and think specific about people. So those are some things. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on Facebook messaging because I feel like that's what most of you guys do, because we communicate so much through Facebook.
Holly,
Yes.
I wanted to tell them too, you know, some of you have said it freaks me out completely to send a voice message. But some of you may not know, a lot of my team didn't know. I made a video about this the other day. But when you hold down that voice message, if you get, you know, I don't know, a couple sentences into it and you don't like it, you just pull your thumb down instead of releasing it. If you just drag your thumb down, try it with, you know, a message to Holly or a message to your upline or whatever before you try it. But if you'll just pull your thumb down, it'll actually delete the message. So it doesn't automatically go through. So if you're like, oh, I could never voice message because what if I mess up? What if I don't say the right thing? Okay, well, practice what you're going to say before you do it. And if you were to mess up and say the wrong thing, just pull your thumb down and it'll delete. So that's just kind of a little tidbit on some of you that are like, I'm not voice messaging because it freaks me out. It's not permanent. So there's another little tip.
Yes, exactly. And you know, it's the next best thing to being able to speak in person because they hear that passion and excitement in your voice. And let me tell you, nobody is going to be excited about Plexus if you are not excited about Plexus. No one's going to be wanting to confidently join you if you are not confident and bold in what you're saying. You know, if you've got to find that belief in yourself, and if you don't have that belief in yourself, you need to fake it till you make that belief in yourself. You need to practice it with one of us and make it happen for you. So those are really big things that we can do. If you are only going to type it out, I mean, there are times that people have, you know, I'm so tired on Facebook, and I'll like their post and I'll go to them. And I'll say, you know, I used to be so tired, but Edge has helped me so much. I would love to send, you know, to meet you and give you a sample real quick if you want to try one day. Just take a sample, take my bottle, pour one into their hand so they know what it's coming out of or whatever if I live close, you know, because you can't really mail out samples of Edge in the mail because it'd just be one pill. But, you know, different things, different ideas like that, whether it be your family, your friends, and also, I encourage you to expand your network and build relationships with different people. I have friends with people in the Louis Vuitton chat room that I'm building relationships with. I have friends, every now and then I'll post on Facebook who lives in a different state, yada, yada. And then people start connecting me with people for different states. Like, I just try to think outside the box because, you know, when something is not working well for me, I change it up. And there are so many different ideas. And I wish I could say there was one magic thing for you to say, a magic tip or magic wording, but it's not. Everybody's is different. I will tell you, though, depending on your relationship with people, this is how I got one of my rock stars. Like, I had messaged her before about Plexus. She never would answer me. Finally, one day I sent her a voice message and I said, Amy, tell me why you're not doing Plexus with me. I just want to know. She sent me a message back laughing, and she's like, I've been thinking the same thing. Let's do it. And she is about to go senior gold this month. So, you know, it depends on your relationship with them. Do not be hesitant. We know we have products that work. We know we have a compensation plan that can help people, and do not prejudge people because I have lawyers on my team, nurse practitioners on my team, people that already make six figures a month before Plexus, but they have student loan debt. They have other debt. They don't have their kids' college paid for, or money, that they can leave to their family, stockpiled. Do not exclude anybody that you're reaching out to. Go for bold and go for everyone. Is there anything else I'm missing, Melissa, on Facebook?
Just being personal. When I reach out to somebody on Facebook, I make sure that, I don't necessarily have to butter them up. I might say, hey girl, I enjoy seeing your pictures. Or if you're a guy, you're not going to say that. Obviously I got several guys on my call. You're going to say, hey man, listen. All right. That's how my husband talks to people. Hey man, listen, let me tell you about this. Guys get way more straight to the point than girls do. I wish that girls could do that. I wish women could do that. I wish we could just go straight for it, because men are just they go right at it. But I think being personal and letting them know, I have on here on my notes, tell them why you're reaching out to them. Mm-hmm. Do not let it go unsaid why you think they would love these products, or why you think that they would be great at this business. When I contact somebody, I remember that everyone likes their ego stroked a little bit, okay? I'm not telling you to lie. I'm not telling you to make up something about this person that's not true. I'm just saying there's a reason that you're reaching out to them. Maybe they are, super outgoing. Maybe they are a type A personality. Maybe they have a huge network. Maybe people love to hear what they're trying now, or maybe they have 100 likes on a picture of their dog or something crazy. Maybe you notice that their Facebook presence is just really big, and you think that they would really be good at this business. Tell them that. When you reach out to them, say, I have, been wanting to reach out to you for a long time, and I didn't do it because I was scared of what you would think. But you know what? I love these products so much and this business so much that I'm reaching out to you. And let me tell you why I think you would be wonderful at this business. And then you give them reasons why you think they would be great. You've got a huge network. You're outgoing. Could sell barbecue to a pig. I have told somebody that one time and they signed up, so it worked. Because it was true. They could really, I knew they could rock the business. So I think just really being personal and telling them, this is what I saw in you. This is what, I saw in you that I knew that you would be wonderful at this business. And then I think another thing is blocking objections and hitting that off at the beginning. Maybe they message you back and they say, I'm not really into all that pyramid stuff. Okay, we can block that objection all day. Pyramid schemes are illegal. We can prove that this company is legitimate and this comp plan is legitimate and people actually make money. And you know what I told somebody the other day? I was actually on a three-way call and somebody said, well, I guess my husband's just really skeptical of a pyramid scheme. And I say, well, why would he think this is a pyramid scheme? And she started telling me why. Of course, he had the total wrong impression of network marketing. But I told her, I said, here's real pyramid scheme. CEO, managers, lots of little workers. These people can never pass these people. These people can never pass that CEO. That is a pyramid scheme. And she went, oh, yeah, you're right. So I totally blocked off that objection immediately. I can't afford to do this, or I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do it either, girl. I fit it in the nooks and the crannies of my day. I am running around crazy. Today, I was doing a three-way call with somebody while I was bringing in the groceries from my car. You can fit it in the nooks and the crannies of your day. So be prepared when you're reaching out to people for questions. Be prepared to block objections. Be prepared to tell them why you think they would be great at this business.
I agree. And let me tell you guys, I was the excuse queen, okay? It took her three to 4 months and 8 messages on Facebook to even get me interested to talk to her about Plexus, okay? That's how long it took Lindsay. Now, what did she do there? She did not give up on me. She followed up with me every chance she got, every special. If you do not get your list out that you have used since you've started, and follow up with every single person you've ever messaged about Plexus with this new reveal, you have lost your mind. And I'm just being as real as I can be here. Because if you're not, somebody else is, and they're going to get them, and you're going to see their picture pop up. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be big. Get your list out. Get ready for this week. Another thing is, if you think that you're not good at this because nobody joined you after this week, after you've messaged 25 people, you're fooling yourself. Because a lot of people will get in this business and be like, oh, I reached out to everybody I know. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You've got friends of friends and different people that's connected to you, but you haven't gotten them yet because you need to follow up with them, okay? So the fortune is in the follow-up. How do you follow up? You follow up as much as you can without being annoying and pushy. But what you've got to do is the follow-ups to get them, because what you're doing now, the messaging, the reaching out, you're not going to see rewards for maybe this week, this month, next month, or 6 months down the road. You are planting those seeds, and you will reap the rewards if you do not give up. The only people that I have seen not successful in this business are the people not doing the daily work and the people that give up on themselves because they can't find the belief that they can do it. They think everybody else in the world can do it but them, and that's where they mess up. God would not give you this opportunity or the opportunity to have all of this training, all of how to reach out. We know the products work. He would not give it to you and not equip you. He's equipped you. Now you've got to do the work, because we have the opportunity, but no one's just going to go put thousands of dollars in our checking account. We've got to do the work to be able to reap those rewards. And that's the same for all of us. How do you think those diamonds got there? A lot of sweat, blood, and tears, because they kept working their business and working their business. They never quit. They never stopped. And they were consistent, guys. They were daily consistent. When I was daily consistent, that's when my business changed and went to Emerald. And that's what it takes, is a little bit every day. And it's not meant to do hours and hours a day. Just a little bit every day is how you do it. But you've got to do it, because that's what makes your life easier. And people are watching you.
I will say too, we have a there's actually a book that I love, and I think Holly's read it too, and it's called Go for the No. And when I first saw that phrase, I was like, what does that mean? But here's what it means. It means that you go for the no every time, because that means that you are one step closer to a yes. So if you're getting lots of no's, that's okay. If you've sent out 100 messages and you hadn't gotten one yes, let's look at how you're wording your message. Okay, what are you sending? Are you copying and pasting the same message to everybody? Are you personalizing it? Are you telling them why you think that they need these products? Or are you only reaching out to people about the business? Or are you reaching out to people about the products as well? Because you can't just do the business. You've got to reach out on every level. Let's revisit that. But guys, you can't, I've heard it so many times. I've just gotten so many no's, so I just quit. I just felt like I was bugging people. No, you are one step closer to your yes. And if y'all seen that little graphic, I know Julia's posted it, I've posted it, I know Holly's posted it, where the guy is digging for gold, and it's got these two guys side by side, and they're digging in a tunnel. And one is digging, and the other one is like right there, right before he gets to the gold, and he turns around and walks away. Because he had dug for so long that he didn't think he was going to make it. And if he had just dug like one more little second, he would have hit the gold. That's where we're at with this. I mean, if you have gotten a lot of those, great. That means you are so much closer to your yes. Go ahead.
I think that also, if you're worried about people and why you're doing this, and you feel like you are just trying to sell to people, or people might think that perception of you, if that's your personality type, what I want you to do is, if you can't do a video, if you're not bold enough to do a video, which I'm telling you, I'm getting a little distracted. I don't know what that noise is.
Oh, I'll find it. Hold on. Somebody that's not muted. I'll find it. Go ahead.
I'm a little ADHD.
I know. I did too.
Okay, so I would do a why video, okay? And let me tell you, before you cut off this video right now and say, I'm done, I'm not doing Plexus, let me tell you why I would do a why I'm doing Plexus video and post it to your personal page. Because That one lets people know why you're doing this. It may be for your family. It may be because you want to be a stay-at-home mom. It may be because you want to feel better. It may be because you want to come off of medication and be on all natural products. It may be to be a better mom, a better wife. Whatever your reasons are, I challenge you to do a video and post it to your page so people know why you're doing this. Vulnerability is so attractive. And instead of copying and pasting everybody else out there's post, something personal, something real from you allows them to see you and your heart. If you absolutely cannot do that and you had rather crawl under a hole and die, then type it up and put a picture of you and your family or whatever the reason is. But share with people your why and share it often, because I even need to go back and do some videos of why I'm still doing this 2 years later and share with people my heart, because some people may just not realize. And you know what? It's okay that they don't know. It's our job to share what these products can do for these people. Guys, I have 28 family members off of medication, feeling better or losing weight. I have a girl off of a $250 Crohn medication. I have one lady off of 13 different medications. This stuff is amazing. It's helping people. I have quit 2 jobs and stay at home with my son. I mean, I did not even want the business when I started. I just wanted to start for 2 months and quit, you know, and after I lost a few pounds. This has changed my life totally. And people don't know all that unless they see me and talk to me. However, a lot of my friends on Facebook, all 4,500 of them, cannot see me in person and talk to me to hear that story. So I need to get it out there so they can know and better understand. And it attracts them to that when you're vulnerable, when you're honest, when you can share. And it might trigger something in them thinking, well, I want to be a stay-at-home mom too. You mean she quit her teaching job with a master's degree and her second job and stays at home with her kids? That might be something that interests somebody. You never know. You never know who's laying in bed at night and they can't sleep because they can't pay bills or feed their baby or even afford to buy milk this week. You don't know who that is. They may be hiding it very well, and you can help them. This is more than something that you're selling. This is life-changing products, and this is life-changing money, and it is a big deal. What you do, your actions, your activities, everything is directly related to other people's destiny that you're supposed to be sharing with. What if I'd never shared with anybody? I wouldn't have those 28 family members. I wouldn't have that lady off of 13 medications or the one off of a $250 Crohn medication. We've got to quit thinking small. It's all about me, what people think about me. Because if you realize how little other people think about you, you wouldn't worry about it, because they don't sit around at home thinking about you and talking about you. You've got to realize that you can do this. Other people don't matter, and your destiny is directly tied to somebody else's and theirs to yours. So you go and be bold and change people's lives, and in return change your family's lives. It's a lot bigger than you. When I got my eyes off of me and what people thought about me, and started praying for other people and sharing with other people some things that could really help them, I started to realize this thing was never about me. It was about all the thousands of people that we were supposed to affect in the last 2 years. So I'm going to tell you, it's not about you. It's really not. But God will bless you in return. So, you know, it's just all in perspective and being bold and telling why. But you know what? If you can hear all this, and you don't go back and change anything you're doing and you're still not getting results, that's your fault, guys. You've got to put into action the things that you're hearing. If you've been stuck for 2 years and you're not moving anywhere, then change it up. Do something different. Don't stay in your comfort zone. We grow when we're pushed out of our comfort zone, and that's what we've got to do. And I'm preaching to me. I've got to step out of my comfort zone. I've got to be bold. I've got to go after whales, like Melissa says. Go after people that are influential. Go after those whales of people that you're scared to message, that you get online and you message really quick and then you shut and you don't look and see if they even looked, you know, until you come back again on your follow-ups. Go after those people.
And I was going to tell you guys too, one thing that we skipped on our notes here is reading their personality. And I really want you guys to pay attention to this part for sure, because if you are, contacting, and if you haven't learned about the 4 color groups, the blue, red, yellow, and green, I really encourage you to go learn about those. That is not just for leading a team. That is for contacting and reaching out to people too. But when you're reaching out to somebody, you need to think to yourself, are they a red? Are they going to be interested in the money and the success and all that parts of the business? Or are they a blue? Are they looking for fun? Are they just, I want to have a good time? Like the trips, like the fun stuff they win. Is that, is that their thing? Or are they a yellow? Do they love to help people? Do they truly desire to help others in this business? Are they always trying to help other people? And are they green? Are they the type people that are going to research these products to death before they sign on, but then when they finally sign on, they're going to be super loyal? So you've got to figure out what kind of personality they are. And if you don't know about the personalities, we've got another video for that you can watch. And Holly and I can put it tomorrow when we drop this video. We can put that in the link in the comments. But you got to read their personality and decide how you're going to approach them. So if they're red, like I'm red and blue. So if you're contacting me, you don't need to tell me a whole paragraph about the products, because I'm not going to read it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. I am going to look at the first little paragraph and I'm going to go, out. I don't have time for that. I don't care. Like, that's my personality. I don't want to research it. My personality is, come at me with, I want to show you how much an emerald makes or a diamond makes. I want to show you the potential in that. I want to show you all these cool trips that we take and all the successful things that we do and all the fun that we have. Look at all this stuff, and I know that you could do this and you would be great at this. Boom, you've caught my attention right there. When I go for people and I contact people, I had a guy the other day that I called him up. He was a customer of mine already, but I really wanted him on my team. And I called him up. He may be on this call. I don't know. But I called him up and I said, and I know that he is a blue, maybe a little bit of red, but mainly blue. And I said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you all these fun trips we go on. And let me tell you all these cool things that we do. And let me tell you how much money I made last month. Boom, he was sold. He signed up that night because that's what appealed to him. If I had called him and said, okay, let me tell you everything that's in Slim and how all natural it is, he is going to tune me out and he is going to be done. He does not care about that. If I'm contacting Holly, she's a yellow, and I'm going to say, Holly, let me tell you how many people I've been able to help with this business. Let me tell you how many people I've been able to help with these products. I have seen people get off medications and people's lives changed and then they're able to actually get off the couch for once. That's going to key into her because she's a yellow and she loves to help other people. That's her mission in life, is just to help other people. She loves it. And so that's going to appeal to her. So if you're reaching out to a blue and talking to them about all the wonderful and all natural products, you've lost them right there. So if you haven't watched that video and you haven't learned about the 4 personalities, you have no idea how important it really is. I know we talk about it all the time and some of you are like, oh, 4 personalities, so boring. No, it has changed everything about my business and how I reach out to other people. So I'd encourage you, a side note, that if you're not reading their personality a little bit before you're reaching out to them, you are missing probably 75% of the battle with that. So you've got to read their personality. Holly, do you want me to go ahead and go into the one-on-one in the moment? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't want us to really run too super late. So if one way to reach out to people is through Facebook. But we also know that reaching out to people face-to-face, there is nothing any better than that. But I will encourage you, it's kind of awkward sometimes to just walk up to somebody and hand them your business card and tell them about Plexus. The best way to do this face-to-face is forming relationships. I'm going to give you an example. I have a friend. Her son is on, well, she's a friend now. She wasn't when the season first started. Her son is on my son's baseball team. And when I met her, I was like, I want that girl on my team. I want to be her friend first because she's super cool, but I want that girl on my team. And I've just been forming a relationship with her. She knows I do plexus. She's seen me drive up in my car. She's seen me wear plexus gear. I've drank my pink drink in front of her on purpose, I promise you. I have mentioned it in conversation, but not forced it on her. I haven't thrown up plexus on her. And I've just been praying about it. I'm like, Lord, if this is something you want her to do and you want her to be on my team, let it happen. And I've just gradually worked it into conversations. And she messaged me yesterday and said, hey, can you bring my husband and I some Slim to try? I think we would love to try it. There you go. And I never forced it on her. I just formed a relationship. I wore my plexus swag. I worked it into conversations, and she noticed, and she also heard me talk about how I like to live a healthy lifestyle. She's that way too. She liked the fact that I like to eat healthy. She picked up on that. She does too. So she knew that we had similar interests on that level, and so she knew that this might be something she might be interested in. So if there's somebody you really want on your team and you see them a good bit, form that relationship. Don't throw up plexus on them and be like, oh my gosh, I gotta have you on my team, because they're gonna run the other way. All they're gonna think is that you want to make money off of them. But just work in that relationship and let it happen by you just representing a healthy lifestyle, representing what this business does, and showing them that what you do is the best thing out there. Hollywood, do you have anything extra to add to that?
I agree. And just make sure I don't even have to say anything to anybody anymore, because they see my cup, they see my shirt, but what you got to do is become consistent, and through your posting. And I know you may feel like you're annoying people when you post, because you post 3 times a day. Well, let me tell you a little secret. Only 7% of your friends even see one of those posts. So you could post a month and everybody still not see a post you post, okay? So that's why we post often. But also, I can't tell you how many people that have come to me, and their family members are on my team. And I'm like, well, don't you know you could have ordered from your daughter? And they're like, oh, she's taking the products? I didn't even know. She hadn't said anything. And I said, well, yeah, she's wholesale. I'm sure she'd like to get her money back. Literally, people just are not, posting that they are doing stuff when they could be making a ton of money. And nobody is going to want to join you. I have had to go to other people because it is a business decision. When people join you for the business, they want to join somebody that is consistent, that is strong, that acts at least like they know what they're doing. They're going to want to join you over someone else that barely posts, or that doesn't post good posts. That are, if you're posting salesy stuff, that's going to turn people off. They're going to keep scrolling. So you need to be very intentional on what you post, and very intentional about sharing daily, because people are watching. They're wanting to see how serious you are, and they will join you when you are serious. Okay.
Yeah. And I think, just really forming relationships, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's in person, I think that's the biggest thing. So I'm going to run over these top 10. We kind of threw them all out in there together, but I want you guys, if you're writing them down or you're taking notes, to just kind of get these 10 and just kind of recap what we talked about. So number 1 is make your list. Make sure you have your list. If you don't have a list, you have nothing to work from. You're always going to be adding and taking off that list. You might contact somebody and they say, oh, I'm already purchasing from Susie Q over here. Well, then you can take them off the list, because they already have an ambassador they're working with. But you might see somebody on Facebook tomorrow that you're like, oh, totally forgot about them, and you're going to add them to your list. It's revolving all the time. Number 2, do not exclude on prejudgment. Celeste Wynn was already very, very wealthy before she joined Plexus. She did not need the money. Now she's a double diamond, and she has even more. So she'll never want for anything. Her kids will never want for anything. Her grandkids probably won't ever want for anything. It's just an incredible story. But you know what? If Jen Hawkins had looked at her and said, you know what, I'm not going to reach out to Celeste because she doesn't need this business, well, then none of us would be here at all. So don't exclude or prejudge somebody on their occupation or how much money they have, or the fact that you might think they're skeptical. Maybe they are struggling with fibromyalgia and you don't even know, and this could really help them. I've done that several times. Don't make that mistake. Be aware. So be aware of what's going on with them. If they're posting that they are having migraines, message them about migraines. Really pay attention to the people that you have on your list. Really pay attention to them on Facebook. I would even suggest that take all those people that are on your list and put them in a special group so that you can click on that My Hundreds list, maybe on your Facebook, and it'll pop up all those people you want, and you can go down and see what's going on in their life and see, okay, maybe they posted they're tired. All right, well, let's reach out to them about that. Let's tell them about our edge. Let's tell them about our slim. Let's tell them how important gut health is for battling fatigue. So be aware of what's going on. Read their personality. We already talked about that. I feel like I hammered that in the ground, but you've got to know what color they are and how you're going to best get them. Be bold. If we're not bold, we're never going to reach out to anybody. You got to put your pride aside, put down the baggage, and really focus on being bold and reaching out to these people. Holly, you want to take the next 5?
Yes, be personal. Guys, we cannot tell you how much more important being personal is. Whether you're starting your message off with something about them, their kids, something you saw, something, oh my gosh, I have not talked to you in 10 years. What are you doing? What are you up to? And then when they ask you what you're up to, share your work, share. I know you probably see my crazy plexus post, haha, but really, seriously, it has helped my family so much. It's helped me personally. Be personal, be personal, be intentional. Don't send that book of information that nobody likes to read, past several seconds. It bores them, they click off. Tell your why you're doing this, why in a video, why in a post, why when you're messaging people, tell them why. When you're in public, tell them why. Have that 30-second elevator speech. That way, when somebody asks you about plexus, you're not like, go ahead and prepare that in your head. Block objections and answer questions. You know what? If you don't know the answer to a question, it's okay to say you don't know. We have been in it for 2 years, and sometimes we still don't know the answer. The best way and the way that people respect you the most is if you say, you know what? I have some friends that'll know the answer to that better than I do, and I do not want to ever tell anybody wrong. So let me go and double check myself and make sure before I tell you, and I'll get back to you because I really want to give you the correct information. They will have more respect for you for that answer than you just making something off the fly. Another thing is, be bold and go for the no. Have them tell you no. It's okay if they tell you no. Do you know how many people are on my team right now rocking the business that told me no at first, that they didn't think so, that they didn't have the money, they didn't have the time, they didn't whatever. I was one of those excuse girls. Go for the no. I told Lindsay no. Go for the no. Now I'm a Jewel. Go for the no, people. It's okay. Don't let them scare you off. No doesn't mean no forever. I promise you that. And most people are going to be like, at first. And when they're not answering those messages, don't think that that's a no. You keep following up with that too. So just make sure that you're bold. Anything else on any of those?
Yeah, I have a senior gold on this call right now. She knows who she is, that told me no, I think 5 times. Told me no. And she's senior gold on this call right now, and she wouldn't be doing anything else. So just because you get a no from somebody doesn't mean you need to quit, and doesn't mean that, especially if you really feel strongly that they are supposed to be on your team, you keep following up with them until they say, leave me alone. I mean, and I've never had anybody tell me, leave me alone. So never gotten that in 2 years. I think that's it. Holly, let's open it up for just a couple questions. If you guys have any, you can put it in the chat if you'd like. If you have any questions about reaching out, or, we didn't want to give you guys just a sample message and say, here, go with this, because situation is different with every particular. I can't give you a message for a yellow and it be the same for somebody that's got a red personality. You've got to use your judgment on that. But that's why your upline is here. We are always here to answer questions. If you've got somebody and you're like, okay, I've got this girl or I got this guy and this is their personality, and what do you think if I send them this message, or how would you reach out to them? That's what we're here for. So reach out to your upline on that. But if anybody has any questions, type it out in the chat really quick. Or you can unmute yourself and ask, I guess. I just didn't want everybody to unmute at the same time. Nobody has anything? Awesome. Maybe we answered it all.
Yay.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for getting on the call. Holly, do you have anything else?
No, I'm glad y'all got on tonight. If you need some help with extra like messages and how your relationship is with that person, send it to one of us, your upline, whoever you work with in Plexus, and we can help you come up with some good reach outs.
And I will post this recording. If you have any team members that were not on the call, I will try to post it tomorrow morning. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Night.
All right. Bye, Holly.
Bye.